Hello again. Okay, we are going to be starting in Genesis again, but we're going to be starting in the Garden of Eden, where man and woman were created. Let's see. Here we go. These are the records of heavens and the earth concerning their creation at the time that Lord God made earth and heavens. No shrub of the field had yet grown on the land, and no plant of the field had yet sprouted, for the Lord God had not made it rain on the land. And there was no man to work the ground, but water would come out of the ground, and the water entire the surface of the land. Then Lord God formed the man out of the dust from the ground, and breathed breath of life into his nostrils, and the man became a living being. That's pretty amazing. So we all came from dust, basically, and God gave us breath from him. Lord God planted a garden in Eden in the east, and there he placed the man he had formed. The Lord God caused to grow out of the ground every tree pleasing in appearance and good for food, including the tree of life in the middle of the garden, as well as the tree of knowledge, good and evil. Okay, we're just going to skip a little bit. The man gave the names to all the livestock, to the birds of the sky, and to every wild animal. But for the man no helper was found at his complement. So the Lord caused a deep sleep over the man, and he slept. God took one of his ribs and closed the flesh that place. Then Lord God made the rib he had taken from the man into a woman, and brought her to the man. And the man said, "This one at last is the bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh. This one will be called woman, for she has taken from man. This is why a man leaves his father and mother and bonds with his wife, and there become one flesh. Both man and his wife were naked, yet felt no shame." So now, God has created man and woman, and then, he created woman from man he took his rib. That's gotta hurt, but, he healed the wound, so, Adam probably didn't feel any pain. It sucks. Now we're going to be talking about the serpent and the fruit of knowledge. Okay. Now the serpent was the most cunning of all the wild animals that the Lord had made. He said to the woman, "Did God really say you can't eat from the tree in the garden?" The woman said to the serpent, "We may eat the fruit from the tree in the garden, but about the fruit of the tree in the middle of the garden, God said you must not eat it or touch it, or you will die." I would not touch that then. If God told me to touch anything and he would perish me to death, I would be pretty scared. Yeah. "No, you will not die," the serpent said to the woman. "In fact, God knows that when you eat it, your eyes will open, you will be like God, knowing good and evil." Then when he saw that the tree was good for food and delightful to look at, and that it was desirable for attaining wisdom, so she took some of it fruit and ate it. She also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it. Ooh, I made a bad mistake. Then the eyes of both of them were open, and they knew they were naked, so they sewed fig leaves together and made loincloths for themselves. Just here. Now we're going to everything that comes after that, like the sin. They get kicked out of Eden for eating the fruit. Most people know the story. Then the man and his wife heard the sound of Lord God walking in the garden at the time of the evening breeze, and they hid themselves from the Lord God among the trees of the garden. It's like, okay, if you're going to hide from God, how are you going to hide from God? Because, he knows everything. He knows where you are, so you can't really hide. But then, God's like, "Oh, where are you?" So, maybe you can't see everything. I don't know. And he said, I hear you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid. Then he asked, Who told you that you were naked? Did you eat from the tree that I commanded you not to eat from? And the man replied, The woman you gave to me to be with, she gave me some fruit from the tree, and I ate. So the Lord asked the woman, What is this you have done? And the woman said, It was the serpent, he deceived me, and I ate. Then the Lord said to the serpent, Because you have done this, you are cursed more than any livestock, and more than any wild animal. You will move on your belly and eat dust all the days of your life. I have put honestly hostility between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He will strike your head, and strike his heel. He said to the woman, I will intensify your labor pains, and will bear children in anguish. Your desire will be for your husband, yet he will rule over you. And he said to Adam, Because you listened to your wife's voice and ate from the tree about which I command you, you do not eat from it. Alright, so 1 second. So when it says like the snake will move on his belly, like, snakes usually move on their belly. But eat dust all day? I don't think they eat dust all day. Maybe. They're snakes. So. And then like the other stuff about the woman. Now, girls and women that are married to men, labor pains, that sucks. I don't know about the ruling for the men. The part it says he will rule over you. I don't think men will actually rule over women, because now they're like, I think more women are more empowered than men. The ground is cursed because of you. You will eat from it by means of painful labor all days of your life. Farming's painful most of the time. If you know what you're doing, it's probably fun if you like it. But yeah, it's mostly painful. It will produce thorns and thistles for you, and you will eat the plants of the field. You will eat bread by the sweat of your brow until you return to the ground, since you were taken from you, for you are dust, and you will return to dust. So basically, he's like saying, you're born of dust, and you will die of dust. Adam named his wife Eve because she was the mother of all living. The Lord God made cloth out of skins for Adam and his wife, and he clothed them. Lord God said, Since man has become like one of us, knowing God, good and evil, he must not reach out and take from the tree of life, eat and live forever. So the Lord God sent him away from the Garden of Eden to work the ground from which he was taken. He drove the man out of the Satan, the cherubim, and the flaming rolling sword east of the Garden of Eden to guard the way to the tree of life. Next time when I come back to my next video, we will be reading Cain and Abel, the whole story about them. That is what we'll be reading next time. Thank you.